Hey Pam, this is Rick. I just wanted to make sure that you're clear about what I'm talking about with foot supination and femoral retroversion. It's usually rare that someone really has a significant case of supination. What I found is that what's happening is that the thigh bones are actually twisted outward in something called retroversion. I'm going to show you a really easy way to test this for yourself. So if you lie down on your stomach and you bend your knees like this, if you have less degrees, for instance, this is how much rotation I have going out without forcing anything. And this is how much rotation I have coming in. You can see I have much more rotation coming in than I do going out. So I have femoral retroversion, which means that my thigh bone is externally rotated, just like how it is right now with my feet like this. So this is an easy test to see whether you have femoral retroversion. So what I'm talking about, when people stand, we usually believe that our feet need to be pointed forward. However, that's not the case with people with femoral retroversion, because if your feet are pointed forward, your thigh bones are actually trying to rotate yourself out. And the consequence of that is to lift the arches like this and make it look like you've got supinated feet, but you don't really have supinated feet. They're only supinated because you're standing out of alignment with the shape of your thigh bone. So to correct this, all you have to do is simply rotate your feet out a few degrees and you'll feel that your arch falls back down to the floor. And actually you'll notice that your legs are much more relaxed in this position. And you can compare the two. Turn your feet out a little bit, feel what that feels like, bend your knees, move around. And then if you turn your feet back in and you feel like there's a lot more tension in your system, then likely that you're dealing with some degree of femoral retroversion, and pointing your feet forward is not helping you at all. Also think about it like this. You saw when I was lying on my stomach that I have relatively little ability to have my foot fall to the outside of my body, which is internal rotation of my hip joint. If you have femoral retroversion, your internal rotation is severely limited. And so pointing your feet forward is actually taking up almost all the internal rotation in your hip joint that you have. And therefore it increases compression and breakdown of tissues in the hips. So play around with this idea. This is a really important idea to help people with chronic pain who have retroverted femurs. I also have a story on my rickolderman.com website from my upcoming book, Solving the Pain Puzzle, that talks about this in a cyclist as well. And so you might want to look at that as well. I hope that gives you some clarity about what I'm talking about with femoral retroversion and foot supination. All right, thanks for your question.